If there's one type of lens that many photographers covet but never end up using, it's a tilt-shift lens. So I have rented the 17mm Canon tilt-shift lens, and I'm going to be talking about how it's used, why it's used, and just how it works today. Welcome to Grant Takes Pictures. I'm Grant, and I take pictures. So every camera captures light onto a sensor or a piece of film, and they do it by passing the light through a lens that projects a big circle on top of the sensor. Now, your traditional lens will project a circle that just barely covers the sensor or the film, and even some lenses project an image that is a little bit small for the sensor, which is what gives you vignetting at the corners. A tilt-shift lens works a little bit differently. Instead of this small circle being projected onto the sensor, it produces a giant circle that completely covers the sensor, plus a little bit more. And the mechanisms of the tilt-shift lens allows the circle of light that is projected onto the sensor to shift left and right, up and down, and that moves the image that the camera captures on its sensor. So you can capture different parts of the image just by shifting it left and right, up and down. So that is the shift part of a tilt-shift lens. Normally, a lens projects a flat image that is completely in focus onto the sensor. But the tilting allows you to tilt the image circle that is projected and get just a sliver of that image in focus on the sensor, and it pulls the rest of the image out of focus. Alternatively, if you have things that are out of focus in an angled line, you can change the focal plane of what's in focus and get it all in focus on the sensor. So we're going to look at what this means in practical terms and how the tilt-shift lens can be used. You can see I'm standing next to this pretty tall building here in Orange County. This is one of my favorite buildings. I love the material that's made of. It's made out of stainless steel. It has been shiny like this for decades now. I think it's a beautiful building. We're going to try to capture it and see just what it looks like through a tilt-shift lens and see how a tilt-shift lens works differently than a traditional lens in capturing something like this building here. So before we get to the building, let's look at the operations of the tilt-shift lens. So here on one side of the lens is a knob for tilt. It says T right here at the bottom, and this tilts it. Opposite from here, there's a knob that locks the lens. So here it is unlocked. It slides pretty smoothly. If I lock it down, it doesn't move at all. In addition, there's this little lever here next to the locking knob of the shift element. If you press it down, you can rotate the lens. So this allows you to tilt in up and down, or if you rotate the lens, you can tilt left and right. So similarly here, there's a knob that lets you shift the lens up and down, and opposite that, there's a lock that locks the lens in place so you can't shift it. And just like with the tilting function, you can rotate the shifting function so it happens left and right, or it happens up and down. So one of the main uses of a tilt-shift lens is for architectural photography. Traditionally, if you use a normal lens, and you have a big tall building like this, what you do is you simply take your camera and you point it up towards the building itself. And as you'll see, when you do this tilting, the vertical lines on the building start to converge in. And it's called the pyramid effect. And so if you want to keep those vertical lines vertical, what you use is a tilt shift lens. So instead of tilting the camera vertically, you leave the plane of the sensor vertical. So as long as the plane is vertical, the vertical lines will stay vertical as well. And then you simply shift the lens upwards. So here you can see that because I have shifted the lens instead of tilted the entire camera, my vertical lines have stayed vertical. And that's how we can use a tilt shift lens in architectural photography. Let's go look at how we can use a tilt shift lens in landscape photography to create panoramas by shifting the lens left and right instead of rotating it side to side. So let's head back in time and down to the beach and take a look at that. So here we are at the beach in time for this gorgeous sunrise, and we're gonna be looking at the second way we can use a tilt shift lens, and that's for panoramas. Normally for a panorama, what you'll do is you'll move the camera, you'll rotate it left to right or right to left or up and down, however you need to do your panorama, but you'll rotate the camera and the lens to capture a wider field of view. With a tilt shift lens, you leave the camera where it is and you just shift the lens back and forth. And that lets you capture a wider image without the distortion that you get when you rotate the camera itself. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So here we are with our tripod and our camera set up, generally centered on the view that we want to see. And we have to make sure that our tilt shift lens is rotated so the shifting part happens left and right. So just hold down the little tab, rotate the lens so the shift knob is on the top, and then it'll move left and right the way we want it to. So once you have your lens oriented the way it needs to be, set it all the way to the left or all the way to the right, and take your first shot. Then move the lens into the center position. So shift it to the center, take your second shot, and then shift it all the way to the other side and take your third shot. Simple as that. Now you can stitch those together in Lightroom or Picture One or whatever you use, and it should look really good. If we compare the two images with one from our camera rotating to capture the panorama versus an image with using the shift feature of the tilt shift lens, you can see the difference. Now both of these were taken with this 17mm tilt shift. One of them I just didn't shift, I just rotated the camera. So it's the same lens and you can see the distortion. It's really pronounced with this 17mm lens. With a more normal lens, if you're using a 50mm lens or the 24 to 70, you wouldn't see quite as much distortion when you're rotating the camera. But the tilt shift lens would still be better. It would still have no distortion at all, where even a more normal focal length lens would have some distortion. So that's the second way we can use a tilt shift lens to its full advantage, by creating these panoramas. Let's head home and look at the third way we can use a tilt shift lens for product photography. Here we are back at home, looking at the third way we can use a tilt shift lens in our photography. This time we'll be looking at product photography. So sometimes in product photography, you'll have multiple products that you want aligned at an angle from the camera, but you want everything in focus. Or you'll have one object that you want situated at an angle, but you want this whole face in focus. But when you're shooting at a shallow depth of field, especially when you're close up like this, that's not possible. The front object might be in focus, but the back object will be out of focus with a shallow depth of field. So we're going to look at how we can use a tilt shift lens to make it so everything that you want in focus will be in focus. And we'll be using something called the shine plug principle. That's the last time I'm going to say that. If you want to know more about it, just Google Scheibenflug principle. Okay, I said it one more time. But that's what we're using. I'm going to try to describe how it works without being too technical. So here we have our camera and object setup. Our camera is set up here so the sensor is parallel with the table and the wall behind it. And our objects are at an angle. This is, I don't know, maybe a 30-degree angle. It doesn't matter what the angle is. But as we can see, if we put this piece of cardboard here, you can see the plane of the objects. And this is what we want to be able to focus on. We want to have our focus be on this plane instead of having it be square with the camera. So that's what we're doing. And we're going to tilt the lens to the side to make that happen. So here we are. If we see these three objects, and if we have the lens square on, so not tilted at all, you can see that the front object is in focus, but the back two objects are out of focus. Or we can have the middle object in focus and the front and the back objects are out of focus, or the back object in focus and the middle and the front object are out of focus. So to fix this, all we do is we tilt the lens to the side. So we make it so the lens is tilting left and right instead of up and down. And we tilt the lens to the side in the direction of the closest object. We just work the lens back and forth until we find that all three objects are in focus. There's a mathematical formula you can use. That's what the Scheibenflug principle is, that determines where that focal plane should actually be, depending on the angle of these objects. But instead of doing the math, it's a lot easier just to play with the lens and see what looks right. So here we are, and we have the lens set up so all three objects are in focus. We can take the picture, and now we have a nice product photo of these three cans of spray paint in focus, front to back. So all three of these objects are in focus. And that's what we wanted. So that is the third way we can use a tilt-shift lens, this time for product photography, making sure we keep everything in focus where we need it. So let's head back down to the beach, this time to Dana Point Harbor, and look at the fourth and final way we can use a tilt-shift lens in our photography. So here we are overlooking Dana Point Harbor for the fourth and final way that we can use a tilt-shift lens, and that's for creating a miniature effect. The way this works is that we tilt the lens to reduce the apparent depth of field. So this is used when you're generally overlooking at least, a big wide landscape, and you want to make it look like you are looking down at a miniature. With a miniature, when you are taking a photo of something small, you generally have a fairly shallow depth of field, where the foreground and the background are both blurred. But when you're overlooking a view like this, that's impossible to get. Even when you're down at f1.0 or f9 or 0.95, this entire scene will still be in focus, no matter how narrow your depth of field is. This entire scene is beyond the hyperfocal distance of your lens. So you will focus it out to infinity and everything will be in focus. But a tilt-shift lens lets you fake a shallow depth of field by tilting the lens and making it so just one plane or one little segment of the image that's being projected onto the sensor is in focus. So let's see what this looks like. Here we have our tilt-shift lens, and right now I have it set straight up and down. It's a perfectly in-line lens, and it's not bending the light in any way. So what we see right now looking through the lens is everything is nicely in focus from here in the foreground all the way to the hills in the background. And obviously this is a super wide lens. This is the 17 millimeter tilt shift lens from Canon. And we can see, basically all the way around the lens. It's not quite a 180-degree field of view, but it's big. And so we get a lot of this foreground here. If I was really trying to take this picture, I would use not quite as wide of a lens. This would probably look good at 24 millimeters or something like that. But I have the 17 with me. So we have this super wide view. And so if we shift the lens downward, we just get a narrow bit of the harbor in focus. And we can change where that focus is by changing the focus. And so it moves front and back across the image. All right, so there you have it. The 4 different ways you can use a tilt shift lens in your photography. Tilt shift lenses are a little ridiculous to actually own, but they're great fun to rent. I recommend going to lensrentals.com to rent your lenses. This is the first time I've actually rented from them, and they treated me incredibly well. The lens was a day delayed in getting here. I was supposed to film these videos with this tilt shift lens over last weekend, the weekend after Thanksgiving. And because the lens wasn't here on time, I wasn't able to do that. And the next time I could film these was, over the next kind of 2 weeks. I won't have another kind of free block of time to get them all done until 2 weekends after I was supposed to film them. And so Lens Rentals, because the delay was on the shipping side of things, they just let me keep the lens for 2 full weeks when I only paid for 3 days. And it was incredibly reasonable of them, and they have great customer service. So if you want to rent one of these, head over to lensrentals.com, rent it. I am not in any way sponsored by them. I don't get any money from them. I paid them to rent this lens to me at the normal rate. And I'm advocating for using them because they were so good to me. So I hope you go and rent some lenses from Lens Rentals. I know I will be going back and renting from them as well. But there we have it, 4 different ways we can use a tilt shift lens. And if you go do rent one, enjoy it. They are great fun to play with. You can get some shots that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something. If you have, hit that like button. I will be coming out with a couple more videos featuring this lens over the next couple weeks. I'll have a review of it, and I actually rented it to go take some pictures of an interchange that my normal 24 to 70 millimeter wasn't wide enough to capture. So that is why I have the 17 millimeter. So look forward to that next week. But until then, have a wonderful time, and we'll see you next week.